Right now, in parts of the Balkans, children are going to sleep in homes colder inside than outside, and no one knows their names. The Balkans, in the middle of Europe, but far from the world's attention. Most people know it through old headlines or history, but today there is a quieter reality almost no one sees. Poverty that is silent, generational, and carried with pride. These families stretch every dollar, repair what they can, and endure what they must, not because they are weak, but because asking for help often feels like admitting defeat. Princip exists to reach the people who live inside this silence. After years of humanitarian work across the region, one truth became clear. Helping people requires more than intention. Helping people requires backbone, courage, and principle. Princip is a volunteer-led organization that coordinates and delivers help directly to the families who need it most. One of the families we met this year was a mother and her 3 sons, David, Luka, and Vuk. Their home was unsafe. No electricity, no beds, no bathroom. Roof that had already begun to collapse. A place no child should grow up in. Their mother had escaped violence. She protected her children, but carried everything alone. So we began the work, room by room, wall by wall, until the boys finally had a home that was warm, safe, and theirs. The renovation mattered. But what mattered more was watching a mother's fear turn into hope. And 3 boys finally sleep in a room that felt like a childhood, not a crisis. And tonight, after seeing what can happen when people decide to step in, we want to tell you about the boy who needs us now. Deep in eastern Serbia lives a 17-year-old boy named Stefan. Every day, he fights to hold together a family collapsing in front of his eyes. When Stefan was 3, his father became ill with multiple sclerosis. That same day, his mother left and never returned. His grandmother, now 73, became the only stable figure in his life. Today, Stefan cares for a father who cannot move at all, and a grandmother who can barely walk with crutches. They survive on the equivalent of 320 Australian dollars a month, in a house that leaks through multiple points with walls destroyed by damp and no access for a man trapped in a wheelchair. His father's wheelchair is broken, there is no ramp, every movement is a struggle. During the week, Stefan lives in a school dorm 20 kilometers away so he can study. But every Friday, he returns home with the same fear. Was his father able to get through the day? Did his grandmother fall again? Did the roof leak again? These are not living conditions. This is a 17-year-old carrying a family on his shoulders. Without urgent help, the home will continue to deteriorate, and the pressure on Stefan will become impossible to carry alone. With your support, we can finally take that weight off him. Repairs to the roof and walls, a working wheelchair, a safe ramp, warm, dry rooms, food and essentials for the coming weeks, and the stability Stefan needs to focus on school, not survival. Stefan has carried this burden alone for years. Tonight, he doesn't have to. Stefan's story is not the only one. Across the Balkans, thousands of children grow up in the shadows of poverty. Children who have learned not to expect anything, even at Christmas. Every December, they ask the same quiet question. Why don't we get a gift like other kids? Not because they want more, but because they want something, a sign that someone, somewhere remembers them. Princip's Christmas project reaches children who would otherwise go through Christmas with nothing. children waiting for joy the way our own children wait for it. This year, the list of children waiting is longer than ever, not with wishes, but with names. A parcel more than clothing, food, or a few sweets. It is a message that says, you are seen, you matter, you are not forgotten. Silent poverty does not end on its own. Generational poverty does not break without intervention, and proud families rarely ask for help, even when they desperately need it. This is why Princip exists, to help families no one sees, to rebuild what life has taken from them, to protect children who would otherwise be lost to circumstance. Tonight, you saw one example of what principled humanitarian work can change. And now, another child is waiting. Stefan, 17 years old, carrying a family on his back. Tonight, you saw what happens when dignity returns. You saw what survival looks like when no one steps in. And you saw the child who cannot wait another winter. This is the moment where intention ends and responsibility begins. Compassion is just a feeling until it becomes action. Tonight, let compassion take form.